Welcome back to Channel 4 News. I'm your host, Finn Newman, and today we'll be reporting on the trials and troubles of Vietnam and the effects on the soldiers and politicians. Thank you for joining us over here at Channel 4 News. Now, I'm here with Mr. Alex from the protesters. Now, Mr. Alex, what do you hate most about the war, sir?
Oh, I really hate the fact that there's innocent lives being sent to Vietnam. They're losing their innocence, they're losing their lives there, and on top of that, this war is very pointless because it's communism. It doesn't affect America. What's the point of fighting a war that doesn't affect America?
It's a very, very good point of yours, sir. Now, I have to ask you, what forms of protest have you tried to use to stop this war, sir?
Well, we are a group that focuses mainly on protesting. We really do not like the war, so we'll protest for it. We've been sending letters to politicians. We've done marches, especially currently right now in Washington.
Oh, well, very good to hear, sir. Now, one last question. How has this war personally affected you, sir? Why are you so adamant in your support of these protests? As in, why do you hate this war so much, and how has it personally affected you?
Give me a moment. This war, really, it's gonna... Well, you see, my little brother, he was sent to the war last year in the draft.
I'm very sorry to hear that, sir.
I'm very worried he's gonna lose his life. Yeah. I'm protesting the war, hoping I can allow him to come back home.
That's a very powerful reason, sir. I wish you the best, and I hope your brother comes home soon and safely. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome back to Channel 4 News. I'm your host, Finn Newman, and today I'm interviewing Mr. Angelo from the Marine Corps. Now, Mr. Angelo, were you drafted or did you enlist in the war?
I was not drafted. I enlisted in the war thinking that I could change the world.
Now, you heard it here first, guys. Mr. Angelo thinks he could change the world. Now, Angelo, what kept you going in the war?
What kept me going was my friends and family, people that I knew I had to go back to. And as of right now, I can't afford education or anything. So I thought this was the best option.
Now, that's very wise of you, sir. Now, where are you deployed right now?
Currently in Saigon.
You heard it here first, guys. We're reporting live from Saigon, Vietnam. Right in the middle of the war. It's surprisingly quiet right now, but that's okay. We're all safe. Thank you guys for watching. Now, back to the studio. Today I'm here with injured war veteran, Mr. Adi Kanan, and I'm going to ask him a few questions about his experience in the war. So, Mr. Adi Kanan, nice to meet you today, sir.
Nice to meet you too.
So, I'm wondering, sir, why did you enlist in the war, and how did the war affect you, if at all?
I enlisted in the war actually due to my father's service. This actually is helmet right here. I enlisted in the war because I thought I could make a difference. War is corrupt. And of course, war changes everyone, to be honest. That's just how it is.
Sure.
War affected me by showing me how messed up the world truly is. War was created by savages in order for a need of violence.
Very well worded, sir. Thank you for your input. Now, if you don't mind me asking, what happened to your leg in the war, sir?
Actually, self-injured. I was scared for the war. I didn't want to be killed. I didn't want to leave my family behind, so I shot myself in the leg, and due to this, I was sent home.
Wow, sir, that's very courageous of you, and I understand where you're coming from now. Why did you enlist if you believe war is evil, sir?
I enlisted once again for my father. I want to show him respect, to show that I honored his service and that he didn't die in vain.
Wow, thank you for answering my questions, sir, and very nice to meet you. Thank you for your service, sir. You heard it here first, guys, on Channel 4 News. This is Finn Newman signing off. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. We have an exclusive interview over here on News Channel 4 with Congressman Les Aspin. Now, Mr. Aspin was sadly not able to join us today, but I'll be able to chat with him with our exclusive phone call to video technology. Now, hello, Congressman Aspin. What can you tell us about yourself, and what are your opinions on the current war, sir?
Hello, I'm Congressman Les Aspin. My views on the war are simple. I follow the presidential orders and what's best for America. Strictly that and nothing else.
Thank you, Mr. Aspin. Now, for our second question, several social movements are currently taking place as Latinos, African Americans fight for equality within the United States society. Chicanos in particular were struggling against de facto segregation and discriminatory treatment, as well as the large numbers of Latinos being sent to the Vietnam War. Now, what do you have to say to those at home who believe they're being treated unfairly, sir?
To answer your question, We are doing everything in our power to make sure that the draft system is completely unbiased. Statistics show that 88.4% of Army men during the Vietnam War were Caucasian, 12.5% were African American, and 5.2% were Hispanic.
Thank you very much for your answers, sir. So for our last question, a major turning point in the support of the war came in 1968 with the Tet Offensive and the My Lai Massacre, which led many Americans to oppose the war, and even more Americans opposed the war after those events. So, is there any news to assure these soldiers that are on duty and their families at home? What can you say that'll make these families feel better?
I don't know if you've heard, President Nixon has began a Vietnamization program in which more of the war will be in the hands of Vietnamese soldiers, which will lead to more American soldiers coming back home.
Thank you so much for answering my questions, Mr. Aspin. I wish both you and your fellow congressmen the best in negotiating a better future for both me and those who have been personally affected by this conflict. I would also like to thank everyone who's been watching our newscast today. I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for paying attention to us. Peace out, everybody. Stay safe, and always stay informed.